Okay. Okay. Good morning, dear students. Let us start today with a one more topic, that is breathing and exchange of gases. Okay. Breathing and exchange of gases is a physico-chemical movements that is happening, are the steps in the respiration. Through this only we are going to get energy. Okay, just here entry of oxygen and uptake of oxygen and outgoing of carbon dioxide doesn't mean respiration. The breathing means intake, outgoing, but when we come to respiration, it is different. Each and every cell of a human being needs oxygen supply continuously, and as a result of this respiration, oxygen which is going to get combined with glucose. Okay, that is combines and releases CO2 and water and ATP. Right. Here, respiration, main purpose of respiration is to produce energy. Right. So when we discuss about cells of humans, okay, cells of humans, not only humans, all the organisms, respiratory organs plays an important role here. Okay, so respiratory organs accordingly to their habitat. Respiratory organs will be there according to their habitat. If you see in lower vertebrates, in sponges and all, coelenterata, sponges and flatworms, lower invertebrates, sponges, coelenterates, in these organisms, usually it is through general body surface. They do not have any respiratory organ or the respiratory system for exchange and also for production of energy. Separately, the organs are not there because they are simply organized organisms. That's why they won't prefer to go for complex structures, and always you can see some of them go for simple diffusion. Some of them, these general body surface is through simple diffusion, and also moist skin, and when you come to earthworm, it is through skin, cutaneous respiration. That is cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration. And if you see cockroaches, they have spiracles, small pores on the lateral sides of their segments, which is called as bronchial or tracheal respiration. Okay, bronchial or tracheal respiration. Bronchial only we must use mostly, bronchial respiration. Then in vertebrates, fishes, amphibians, vertebrates like fishes, amphibians and all, they prefer to go for, not all the amphibians. If you take fishes, gills, amphibians also gills. Okay, amphibians also gills. Okay, reptiles, they have lungs. Birds also have the lungs. From the reptiles onwards, lungs. From reptiles to mammals, lungs is a respiratory organ. Okay, so directly entering into human respiratory system. Human respiratory system. See, human respiratory system involves structure-wise structures like first external nostrils, external nostrils. They represent the first respiratory passage through which the air is going to enter. The fine holes that is present in our nose, okay, nose opening, which is above the upper lips, and it leads to formation of nasal chamber of nasal cavity. We can say it forms nasal chamber. Forms the nasal chamber. From there, next that enters into nasal chambers. In the nasal chambers, there are two in number, that is lined by epithelial cavities called as respiratory epithelium. Next is nasal chamber. This is just holes. This is nasal chamber lined by epithelium. To keep always moist. This moistureness will not allow any dust particles to enter inside, because it is also lined by fine hairs, and moist condition prefers to capture the dust particles immediately. Okay, and next here is the blood vessels and sensory neurons plus blood vessels will be there. Okay, and next the third part is we say internal nares. Internal nares are posterior opening of nasal cavity. Internal nares. Posterior openings of internal nose. That is nasopharynx. It leads to nasopharynx. Next is pharynx, which is a common passage for both air and food. Common passage for air and food. Okay, pharynx opens into trachea through larynx. Next is larynx. Pharynx opens into trachea through larynx, which is also called as sound box. It is made up of cartilages, which is called as glottis. Here glottis is going to cover. Around the glottis, epiglottis is found. Next part is trachea, which is also called windpipe, a straight pipe, and it is lined by smooth epithelial tissue. Okay, trachea. Long, slender, tube lined by smooth epithelium. Are involuntary muscles. It is also lined by involuntary muscles. Okay, they divide into this trachea. This trachea divide into bronchi at thoracic vertebra. At thoracic vertebra. Okay, then directly into lungs. Before entering into lungs, it opens into primary bronchi, secondary bronchioles. Okay, so then they open into bronchioles. Okay, fine structures are okay. These bronchioles primary, secondary, terminal. Terminal bronchiole is lined up to there by epithelium. Okay, simple squamous epithelium which is involved in gaseous exchange. Right, here what happens, that's why it is called as respiratory epithelium also. See, if you see here at the terminal region, you can see the presence of cells of our lungs are called as alveoli will be present. This alveoli also again lined by its membrane. Alveoli. In the alveoli only oxygen, purified oxygen goes into capillaries, and this into carbon dioxide comes inside. How the way oxygen entered, in the same way carbon dioxide is going to leave out from the respiratory pathway. Same pathway how it entered, in the same way it is going to go out. All these are continuous and sequential procedure. Whether you sleep or sit or you talk, you do anything, unknowingly, involuntarily, the activities of all these structures and cells is must. Okay.